Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush, at Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. I'm sure most of you are watching the Islanders, Nets, Yankees, or Mets. I probably don't give a shit about the Jets right now, but we will try to do a show anyway. So let me introduce Mr. Tyrone. Welcome back.
Yo, what's up, big fella? What's up, big fella? What's going on, man?
Dude, I'm living the dream here, man. The Jets reported the MiniCamps. We got a bunch of news we could talk about finally, so that's a good thing. But how are you, man? It's been a couple weeks. All your fans are wondering where the hell you've been.
Man, I missed one show because I was in a remote location. Then I had to listen to you in prime time, take shots at me when you late all the time in prime time and doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? You cut the check, baby. You know I'm here, baby. You know this. Hey, listen, man, I do this for the fans, man. I love you guys, man. You know I would never disrespect, man. So I appreciate those that stood up for me when Tyson in prime time was really out here trying to give me that work, man. I don't appreciate all the negativity, man. Positive vibes around here only, baby. Jets up, baby. Let's go.
All right, so Tyron, there's a lot to talk about. We'll bring primetime on in a second as well. But the first things first, a lot of things we talked about actually happened. And the first thing was the Jets restructured Jamison Crowder's contract. To me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, the Jets had a lot of leverage, especially with Elijah Moore playing so well, Keelan Cole playing well, Berrios popping off a little bit early on. So they're like, listen, you're not a $10 million player, $10 million a year player. You know, we wanted you to take a pay cut. He took it. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm excited, bro. Like, I didn't want to get rid of him. I know a lot of fans were like, yo, he's not worth $10 million. Let's get rid of him. I mean, you know, when you're a team lacking of talent, you know what I'm saying, that's had the injury bug in the last few years, why make that kind of crucial mistake? I really like what they did. I like the fact that they were able to work it out. They were able to get him in the building, you know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have got that kind of money nowhere else in the market. So I think that it worked out wonderful. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, man, we've lacked weapons, so many weapons. And, you know, he only had like 600-some catches last year. He was our most productive receiver, probably one of our
how many catches? How many catches last year?
I think he had like 600-some. I'm sorry. Should have touched. He had 600 and some yards last year. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really warrant the $10 million that he was trying to get. But I didn't want to do him dirty either, man. I just felt like, you know, it's not personal. That's the ugly side of his business. You know, but at the same time, man, you know, he had to understand, you know, they wanted him there, bro. And I'm happy that, you know what I'm saying, he's staying. I think that he's an asset to us, bro. And what we're trying to do, man, I just think that, you know, you don't want to get rid of a guy like that. And, you know, I'm excited, bro. You know, he took the deal. I think that him and the young fella gonna be amazing. And I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm really excited about what we have right now, man. I mean, like,
so wait,
how can you?
So now,
what?
Yeah, but like, no, listen, and I agree with you. I think it was smart. It was smart for Joe Douglas because he's like, I want to get the most bang for my buck, and right now, $10 million for Crowder doesn't make any sense. That's not what he's worth. And I respect him. I like him as a player. He's a good veteran, good route runner, all these different things. I'm fascinated to hear what his new value is. I'm dying to know what his new number is for this year because, you know, we had fans coming to us saying, listen, man, on the open market, he's going to get $8 million per. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's probably a $5 million, $6 million per year kind of guy. That's probably what he is. So that's what I'm curious to see what the number is. You know what I mean?
And I think, Tyson, I think you hit it right on the head. I think there's probably somewhere around that, maybe some incentives in there, but I think he's dead center right there. I mean, you know, and, you know, everyone's thinking that just because we got Elijah, he's going to be, you know, the crowd is going to be, you know what I'm saying, obsolete. You know what I'm saying? The thing about the young fella is he can be all over the field. This kid's going to be a real weapon, man. We've never had a weapon like this. I don't even know if we've ever had a weapon of this nature ever. You know what I'm saying? And having a quarterback that can sling the ball, that can get, you know what I'm saying, that can get this ball to him.
Well, if you look, but
I'm excited.
If you look at the wide receiver group, though, you made a couple good points here. The first thing is bringing Crowder back gives you depth. So you have proven depth, a legitimate receiver, a consistent guy, could be a safety blanket, for Zach Wilson. Where, listen, Elijah Moore, as great as he's looked so far, there's going to be a learning curve. He's going to see defense he hasn't seen before. So Crowder can help him there. You can move more all over the field, which is good. I think the Jets, for the first time in eons, have a versatile, flexible group. And that's the one thing LaFleur always talked about was, listen, I want my receivers to know every, the X, Y, and what all this. He wants to know everything. Like, I want to move them all over the place. Like, they're going to, they're going to know every route, every role, and that's what makes you more dangerous. Give him the ball in space. So for Crowder, this is a contract year for him now. Now he's got to prove it because now he's got to earn his contract next year for somebody else. So he's going to be motivated. He's going to want to put up numbers. And he probably sees the offense as, you know what, I could probably do some things here. And then they're also protected if somebody goes down. Like, we always assume that everything's going to be great, and who we have now is who we're going to have in, like, mid-October, and that's never the case, dude, because there's always injuries. There's always guys banged up. There's always missing time. So the last thing you want is Zach Wilson being in the same spot Sam Darnold was, where you have fucking Jeff Smith, Vincent Smith, Joe Smith, and Harry Smith being wide receivers. You know what I mean? But that's what happened at some point. We're sitting there signing guys on Tuesday, playing them on Sunday, and now we're trying to avoid that. And now you're trying to have legitimate depth where you can go 6 or 7 deep at wide receiver and be like, wow, these are all legitimate NFL receivers. These aren't CFL guys. These aren't these aren't guys that we cut that nobody in NFL signs. These are legitimate guys, and that helps, dude. That's all a good thing at this point. And to your point about Moore, it's exciting because he's showing so many great things. But to me, it's like, I love it. It's this time of year. There's a positivity surrounding the Jets. But let's see it when he starts getting smacked around a little bit. And that applies to all these guys. Like, when the pads start popping and you get lit up by a safety or a linebacker or, the shit starts, the bright lights go on, let's see how this all goes, before we start putting these guys in the Pro Bowl and stuff.
Well, I just think I like the fact that, that we really have talented players in the building. And it really looks like they're gonna scheme this offense around these guys' ability. You know what I'm saying? Not just you're gonna scheme these guys open. They're gonna make the reads easy for Zach. They're gonna make the offensive line get the ball in his hand quick. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of motion. It's gonna be guys. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run him out the backfield. I mean, all of this stuff helps with Crowder being across the middle, being wide open, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Could you imagine our 4 receivers set, bro? How can you stop it? I'm sorry. Like, you might got one corner. You might got 2 good corners. No team is 3 and 4 corners deep, bro, that can come out there and perform like that. No team has that. You know what I'm saying? It's for the first time, man, we'll be able to match NFL offense. I mean, and that's something that we don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? It's something we haven't had. We can actually say that, we actually have an NFL offense. We actually have legitimate weapons that, you know what I'm saying? But the biggest thing for me, and it's always going to be my concern, is these guys staying healthy. Like, that is the big thing for me right now, is keeping these guys healthy, man, and going into the season. Like, we're going to have our ups and downs with our rookie quarterback. We're going to have our ups and downs with our receivers and our offensive line as well. But, you have to give this guy stability. You got to give this guy a solid running game. You got to have a decent defense. Well, I'm hoping to take that money for Moses, man. I want, bring him in, bro. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, but before you go to offensive line, you're making a good point here. And I think for the first time in a little bit, probably a few years, is the Jets have depth where you can endure an injury or two. You look at the wide receiver group, you're going to go 6 or 7 deep there where you feel comfortable. The running back group, you're going to have 4 good ones there. You're going to have, not good, but good where you feel comfortable in your offense. Like, these guys are okay. The tight end position to me is still an unknown. Like, I don't, you already hear about Chris Herndon dropping passes, and the undrafted free agent didn't have a really good day today either. But, like, the tight end group to me is still going to be like a mishmash or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. Even Tyler Crawford's dropping passes now, which is what he did in Buffalo as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's an area they look to improve once training camp starts, maybe sign a guy. But if you go running back is solid, a lot of these guys can catch the ball in the backfield. That helps. Wide receivers are solid. That's good. That all helps the quarterback. Then it goes to offensive line. And the big story, which is some people are saying it's not a story, is Mekhi Becton. Now, obviously, he must have had some kind of weight issue because Sala hinted towards it without really hinting towards it. They tried peppering him today with asking what his weight was. He didn't want to say what it was. He said he didn't know, which we all know he did. So it's like, all right, the kid has a little weight issue. He's going to drop weight. He's hired a personal chef. But to me, it's like, if we looked at his year last year, Tyrone, he did a lot of very good things. But the one thing that was always concerning is he kept getting hurt. Now, he didn't miss a substantial amount of games, but he's always coming out of the game. And that's something, as a rookie, it's like, okay, it wasn't your standard offseason with all the pandemic and all these, limited rules and all this other shit. But now it's like this is his first true NFL offseason. And, we're in June, and there's already this kind of issue where he's banged up a little bit, and the weight's kind of a little concern. What are your thoughts on that, man? Because to me, it's like I love the player, I love his game, but it's either he's got some maturing to do, is it a growing up thing, is it just he needs some coaching, or maybe am I just overreacting and you think it's fine?
No, I'm kind of leaning towards it's going to be okay, but I do understand your concern with it. I'm 6'8", you know what I'm saying, and my weight balloons, bro, from 360 to 390. I can flow in that range. That's a lot of weight to carry around. So I've had to make a whole total lifestyle change. It wasn't about a diet for me. It's about a lifestyle change. I have to watch what I do. I have to make sure that I'm going to the gym. I'm forced, and I work a lot, so I have to walk at night or I have to run at night. It's what I have to do right now. So what happens is you focus yourself on that level and not understanding. He has to get to that point to where, they have to protect him as well, but he has to protect himself. He's an investment now, so, he's his own business. And I think that they're going to get him to that point, but he's, 23 years old, so, he wants to eat what he wants to eat, not understanding that the more dominant he is, his best ability is availability. Once he masters that, he'll be fine. But I understand where you're coming from. It's a concern. That's why I want to bring in a solid backup, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and this kid is always going out the game or always getting hurt. That's scary, especially when you have a rookie quarterback and you can have a dominant running game with AVT or my man ATV, as I call him, on the same side. On the same side, man. I think everybody's looking forward to those two guys actually, really getting it done. You know what I'm saying? We all are looking forward to that. And, so, what do you think?
Dude, I'm with you, man. Listen, the Joe Douglas, I give him credit for getting the most bang for his buck on contracts. He's restructuring, he's renegotiating. He did with Alex Lewis. He's done it with Crowder. The Jets have almost, I think, among the most cap space in the NFL right now. So why put yourself in a position where you have the money, you have legitimate interest in Morgan Moses because you've been tied to him. I think it's down to the Jets and Bears, as of the last thing I've read. And it's like, why risk getting your rookie quarterback in jeopardy with one injury? God forbid Becton goes down and Connor McDermott is over there. Why? These are things that you can avoid. Now, they just have some depth, but why not go more? Why not stockpile talent, dude? There's no crime. You can't have too many linemen. There's no rule against it. So if you can get the guy, get it done, dude. Make the offensive line a legitimate strength. Make it if a guy goes down, next man up, and next man up isn't some street guy. It's a good a good player.
Listen, you have no complaints with me on that, because I think that makes the most sense. And I think that's what needs to be done. You have to protect your young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I think this line is going to be a lot better than what it was last year. So it's to be the same thing as
Joe Douglas sold this shit last year. The thing is, we're not talking out of turn here. We witnessed this shit firsthand with Sam Darnold. We saw when things go wrong, how quickly they can go wrong and how it can destroy your quarterback. So if you've done your due diligence and you upgraded wide receivers, you upgraded running backs, you don't think if you have a chance to upgrade the offensive line, there's no reason why you shouldn't. There's no reason to do it. You have the money. Why not use it?
Well, see, listen, I agree with you in every aspect of that, because, like I said, you know what I'm saying, we realized what we went last year, but at the same time, that he has to understand, you have a rookie quarterback. Why not? You cut them, you save the money from Crowder. I think all he really wants is $6-7 million. Why not? He's better than anything that we have, you know what I'm saying, as for backup on the team right now. That right there puts your quarterback in a good position. And I would even think about starting him, kicking fans inside, and really having a really good offensive line. I would really, really contemplate that. So, I mean, I definitely understand.
No, it's true. And the other thing is, too, so now, it's interesting, and I went at it with a couple people on Twitter the last couple of days where it's like, it's interesting how they're saying, you know what, you have Tevin Coleman because you want that veteran guy that can help the running back room. Having Crowder and Corey Davis is good because you have that veteran guy in the position group, all this stuff. And then you have the quarterback room, and you have James Morgan and Mike White. So they asked Sala today about it, and he's like, listen, man, we want to give these young quarterbacks a chance to earn a spot on the team and as many opportunities as humanly possible to show us what they have. So that's fine. You have OTAs, you have mandatory minicamp. It's today and tomorrow, and that's fine. To me, Tyrone, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all, they got to bring the veteran quarterback. And I don't want, and the thing I don't want to hear about, I don't want to fucking hear about, well, Sam Darnold had Trevor Siemian. Sam Darnold had Josh McCown, and he didn't play well. I don't give a fuck about Sam Darnold. I don't care about anybody else in the NFL. What I want is my rookie quarterback to have as much support as humanly possible. So if that means you got to cut Mike White, fucking well. Because you know what? When he walks off the field, he's going to talk to his coach, his quarterback coach, and he's going to probably stand there. And then if it's Nick Foles, whisper in his ear, hey, man, are you okay? What do you see? What do you hear? Here's one of the tricks I do when I do this. Like, you have a guy that's been there and done that, can give you little tips how to study film better, tips how to run the huddle better. All these little intricacies will benefit you. So will that cost you some money? Of course. Will it cost you a draft pick? That's fine. But help the kid. Like, to me, and I just don't understand people that are okay with just James Morgan and Mike White. Oh, well, fuck it. If Zach Wilson gets hurt, just play James Morgan. No. How about this? How about have a veteran quarterback that will push Zach Wilson a little bit? We'll put a little fire in that to make sure we've got to keep grinding, keep getting better every day. Also, when you're running the second-string offense, Tyrone, how about having a competent NFL quarterback that can actually run it effectively to help you maximize and help all these younger guys learn? For example, say if Denzel Mims is running with the twos right now, which he is fine. I mean, he's got to earn his stripes. But you know what? Instead of him working and trying to figure out what, Morgan and White are doing, have Foles in there throwing darts all over the place and let all the third, fourth, and fifth, receivers get their work and learn. Let the offensive linemen all push. Having a competent backup quarterback is more than just saying, okay, he can do film study. Dude, there's so many different levels to it. And to me, for Zach Wilson, dude, I'm all in, man. Like, we talked about this the entire offseason. Surround him with everything positive. Leave no stone unturned. And for me, that last stone, other than fixing the offensive line a little more, is give him a veteran quarterback, dude. I think it's really important, and I think Nick Foles is the easy answer here. And the Jets have slow played this. They've waited till fucking June 15th to test it out and see what's going on. Now Nick Mullins is gone, so now your options are much more limited. But you can't be frugal when it comes to a sixth-round pick or a few $1 million when we can afford to give away both.
Bro, Tyson, there's no way I don't agree with you. I totally agree with you. I think that you can have him for a fifth-round, sixth-round pick, bro. It makes no sense to get that done, which I think he'll be there by training camp. But this is the problem with that, right, dog? You're playing with fire. That's what scares me. Because other than that, there's no other quarterback on the market that can help our young quarterback right now. There's nobody. So
the other thing too is, I'm sorry, but the other thing too is this just gets me going, to be honest with you, because the other thing too is if you're going to preach competition and best chance to win, all these things, and they're at some point the veterans, the guys look around and be like, wait, we're comfortable going with James Morgan as a backup. Like, if Zach Wilson, God forbid Zach Wilson goes down or he's struggling, or he's just not ready, like he's just in over his head, he needs a break. You don't want to mail in a game. Like, oh, we'll just play Morgan, fuck it, and if we lose, so be it. That's not how you run an organization, dude. That's the worst kind. We saw this when you had fucking Luke Falk out there. They weren't even competitive. Like, why do that to your team? Now, I'm not saying Nick Foles is a Pro Bowl quarterback or a great quarterback. He's probably mediocre. But at least he'll give you a chance to be in the game and at least run your offense effectively and give you a chance to just be in it. Instead of, and just saying you know what I mean?
He's more than what we've had. I truly understand where you're coming from. He's more than what we've had. And I agree with you. Like, I don't think it makes sense to go into the season with either one of the quarterbacks we have. Neither one of those quarterbacks are proven. Neither one of them quarterbacks are better than what we have. I think maybe part of it is having the young quarterback get all the reps that he needs and wants. I like that part of it. But I think by training camp, they're definitely going to have somebody in there because I mean, you're getting ready for the season. Like that's the final go time. That's the push time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're thinking that somebody else might break loose, or it could be someone else they got an eye on. I mean, all that's possible. But I do not want to go into the season with what we have right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I to be honest with you, I wish I would have re-signed Flacco. I really do. Like, I would have been cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I really would have been, because you need a veteran presence in, not only to help. It's like Josh McCown did. And Sam had his best season with us. You know what I'm saying? And then you give him something where you don't give him anything. You know what I'm saying? And then you watch the kid regress. So our young quarterback, man. From what I'm seeing from the videos, and like I said, they're in shorts, they're in helmets. I mean, it's early. I mean, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I really think this kid is the real deal, and I think that they're gonna take every precaution to make it straight. But the one thing that people got to factor in is we're also a team that had a lot of problems that can't be fixed overnight. So a backup quarterback has to be fixed. You can bring in Moses to show up the line, and we still need another quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But right there, I heard Marcus Bay was in the building today. I was very excited to hear about that. Let's get him signed. Let's get that done. I mean, Tyson, to be honest, we've been on this show and we've been doing this long enough to understand, bro. We've loved this team our whole life. For the first time, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. We have an awful season. I can really say, bro, like things seem right to me. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I know we've been dysfunctional, but things seem right. Like, we seem like Joe Douglas is really doing things the correct way. Sala is doing things the correct way. But listen, you have a rookie head coach. You have a rookie quarterback. You're going to have one rookie starter on the offensive line. You have another 1-year player that stayed injury prone. You have a probably one of the best middle linebackers in the league before he got hurt and opted out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of factors, and I need everybody to understand, man. Like, things just not going to flow together. But I'm not going to be surprised if this team comes out and shocks some people. I'm not going to be surprised with that.
No, listen. I'm ridiculously excited because there's a lot of competition, a lot of moving parts, a lot of great athletes. The talent's been upgraded significantly, and I'll keep saying it. And listen, I know press conferences don't mean shit, and I don't know anything else, but that when you listen to this guy talk, man, it's hard to not be impressed because he could talk both sides of the football. Like, dude, X's and O's, and he's got his hand on everything. They ask him a question on offense, he'll give you a play, the breakdown, the route, and everything going on. And then they asked him about saying, I mean, people should watch his press conference from today, dude. It was excellent. They asked him about how much pressure you put on, Zach Wilson early on, what looks do you give him against the defense. He broke it down. We listened. The offense needs to do these kind of looks. The defense needs these looks. We're going to work hand-in-hand to work both because both need to work different aspects based on their opponent. But, dude, it was such a detail-oriented answer where you walk away like, fuck, man. Like, this guy knows what he's doing. Like, they're prepared. Like, they're going to be detailed. Attention to detail. They're going to be well-prepared. And, of course, there's going to be, there's going to be mistakes and, speed bumps and everything else. But, dude, they really seems like he has a pulse of what's going on. The players are all buying in. I mean, you look at Greg Van Roten where he was like, listen, like the weight's been lifted off our shoulders. There's a glimmer of hope now. Like, they all bought in. And like even Primetime mentioned last night where it's like, dude, when was the last time you saw Jets teammates as united as these guys are, dude? You always see them hanging out, joking around, dancing. Like dude, like you could tell like they're all buying into the team-first mentality. I mean, they drafted guys like that. They brought in guys like that. But, dude, it just seems like the entire culture and mindset of the organization has changed. And it starts with the coach, man. Like, you could see it. You could tangibly see it when he talks, and you could see when a player's reacting to him. It's just – and it's early, but, dude, it's impossible to not be excited.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm right with you, bro. I'm right there with you. Like, I'm excited myself. Like, I'm really excited about where we are. I like this, man. I like the feeling that, that we got competition, that we got young players in, that they're going to contribute. And what's crazy is I can say this right now, and I know this is probably a little facetious, but I'm excited about our draft class. I'm excited about watching these young guys. Like, I feel like we got probably 4 starters, maybe 5 starters from this draft. You know what I'm saying? And we got probably 3 other players that are going to contribute. Our special team is going to be crazy. I mean, I'm being honest with you. We got to find a kicker, but our coverage, you know what I'm saying, is going to be amazing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, we had so many issues. And to be able to address what he's addressed so far, I'm extremely comfortable with. I mean, I like it. I mean, we're going to have roadblocks. I get so tired of people telling me, oh, man, you know, we're not going to be a good team, and we don't got this, and we don't got that. Yo, listen, man. Like, we've been bad for so long. We've been in the playoffs for 10 years. Now, you know, I have people like Buffalo and Cleveland and all, you know, all of this bullshit with these teams. Like, Buffalo, they've been in the playoffs for like 25 years. Just sit your ass down. Be happy, be humble. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're 10 years removed from being in the AFC Championship back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? We were a pick away from being in the playoffs, like, a few years ago. So, like, you know, it's getting talent in the building, but it's also getting depth, you know what I'm saying, in certain on the roster. Your bottom end is what determines how good you are. Your bottom end, your players that come in behind, your players that have to step up when the starters go down, that determines how good you're going to be. And I like it, bro. I really do. I think that a lot of areas we cover that. I think our outside linebackers are going to be great in coverage. I think that, you know what I'm saying, find the other guy on the side of the wall, I think that's going to be good. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think our pressure up the middle is going to be fucking crazy. Like, so the only thing that scares me on defense is really, you know what I'm saying, our cornerbacks. It's just like with our offensive line, man. Like, you bring another guy in, you shore that lineup, bro. Like, listen, I mean, if Becton can stay healthy, Becton and AVT, bro, I mean, yo, run out that jet sweep. Yeah, bro, keep doing it. We're going to keep smashing you in your mouth till you can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And the other thing is, too,
is
they asked him about the defense. I watch all the press conferences because, you know, like, I want to hear what the coaches are saying. I don't want to have somebody interpret it for me, like in the media, and then I have to hear what they're saying. I want to hear them firsthand what they're saying. And what they're talking about is, dude, they have a tremendous amount of athletes. And what they're going to do is they're going to generate their rush from the front seven, and they're going to kind of hide the secondary with different kind of zones and shit like that. They're not going to put them in spots where it's like, listen, man-to-man, on you're going to get dusted. They're going to protect these young kids, but they have a lot of explosive guys, dude. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think the defense the pass rush will be much improved over years past for sure. And it's like, you know, I think it's going to be a competitive, you know, physical team, you know, and you see where it goes. That means 6 wins, great, 8 wins, whatever. I think it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be exciting. Special teams, dude, they have a lot more athletes now, which is good on kick coverage and kick returns. The kickers, though, dude. It seems like every year, man, we have these fucking conversations about we need a goddamn kicker.
Every single year we seem to have this same conversation. But I will say this, though. Like, I think that, you know what I'm saying, I think Joe Douglas will get it done. I mean, you know what I'm saying, it's so crazy because when we had Myers, man, this kid was amazing, and then he goes to Seattle. Now I understand that was a big-ass contract to give him, but still, man, it's like, you know, I'd rather overpay a kicker than every year have to look for a kicker. Like, that just gets old, bro. Like, that gets really old. It gets really, you know, it's a really, it seems like we always have the same issue. But, like I said, man, I'm excited, Tyson. Like, man, it's, like, you know, I mean, if you're a Jet fan and you're not excited about what we have, you know, listen, our quarterback today, right, I think in 11-on-11s, he threw two or three interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
What's better than two? Two threw 5.
Yeah, exactly. He threw 5, bro. He threw 5 in his first hit. You know what I'm saying? But listen, when you're telling me that Miami's just going to be this great football team, like, bro, you know how this goes, man. And you know what this is, man. So it's just the same contrast, man. It's you know, we're not gonna get any respect till we earn it. And that's why I like our coach, because our coach has that mentality. Like, look, you don't got to respect us, but I'm telling you, we're going to smack you in your mouth, bro. And I love that, man. That's what we've been looking for a really long time. That kind of coach, that kind of mentality, that kind of look, man, we ain't backing down. We don't give two shits. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, how can you be mad with that? Especially being where we came from last year. We had a coach that wouldn't even explain shit. We had a coach that wouldn't even talk to his team at halftime. You know what I'm saying? We came from that type of form to where our coach didn't explain anything. We got a coach that can actually talk to his players, that has an open door policy, that understands he has a young quarterback, but at the same time trying to guide him the same way, man. Like, yo, we're in a great situation. I just need a little bit of patience, that's all.
No, listen, I completely agree. So, Tyrone, before we go to our caller, and I know, listen, I understand there's so much sports on tonight. The last thing people want to do, you got Islanders, you got Nets, Mets, Yankees, all kinds of shit. But, Tyrone, what are your thoughts on tank tops, man? Because, the summertime months are coming, June 15th. What are your thoughts on tank tops?
I think if you wearing a Let's Talk Just tank top, I think the ladies gonna love you, fellas. I'm just saying, man. They're gonna think you sexy, man. They're gonna be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we can get you in the game, but we can't play it for you. You know what I'm saying? But you put that Let's Talk Just tank top on. I'm telling you, man. Be on the beach, you walking around, man. Got your muscles popping, man. For the big guys, we got a little bit of belly, but we're still sexy though. Big guys in season right now. I'm telling you, they love us, man. They love us. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. You can go.
No, I'm just saying, man. I'm just letting you know they look really, really good, bro. Like I'm sitting there, like, yo, they look really, really good, man. I'm like, wow, this looks good, bro. They look dope, bro. So, yeah, everybody, it's going to a good cause, man. Support, man. Not only just support us, but you're supporting a great cause at the same time. And also, man, you're going to be sexy, man. You know what I'm saying? You're rocking your Jets gear, you know what I'm saying? For you married men, got a girlfriend, you put it on after you get out the shower, put a little cologne on, walk in the bed.
Wait, did you say married? You said married men with a girlfriend? What are you trying to promote cheating now?
I said married men or men with a girlfriend. Now, if you married with a girlfriend, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing to do with that. All I'm going to tell you is be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because it's dangerous out here. Nah. But, they really look good, Tyson. Nah, I'm not going to lie to you, man. They look really, really good.
This was Jay. First of all, we got to thank Jay. Everybody knows who Jay is at this point, but he helped us make these. And what happened was we sold out of large, extra large, and double extra large T-shirts. So those are all available again. The tank tops we launched tonight, but these are only going to be available for 2 weeks because it takes a little time to get these all processed, and you want them in time to wear them during the summertime. To buy the shit and get it in September serves no purpose. So this is a one-time deal. We're not going to make this ever again. This is it. We're going to just make these screens, make these shirts, and get them out. So you got about maybe a 2-week window, maybe only about a week. So if you want them, get them. $2 from every shirt goes to a foundation that supports mental health initiatives. We sent out $250 to the Scars Foundation a couple weeks ago. So, and we're always giving back. Like we're always trying to find causes to help out. Mental health is definitely near and dear to all of us. So we appreciate all the support. The link is all over our social media, so check it out. And what we'll do is we're going to bring on Steve first, and then we'll bring on Primetime. Steve, what's up, man?
Okay. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. How you doing tonight? What's going on?
How are you,
good,
man?
Bro. How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Tyrone? Long time no talk, man. You doing okay?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Tell your girlfriend I say happy belated birthday, man.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, man. No problem. How you doing, bro? How you feeling about these Jets, man? Hey, Steve, number one question is, are you getting a tank top, man? I see how your girl was hugged up on you, big fella. You know what I mean? I see it, baby. I see a little sparkle in your eye, man. I'm just saying, we need you to support, Steve.
I'll definitely. I was just looking at the tank tops. I just recently finally got to order the first original Let's Talk Jets radio T-shirt, thanks to Tyson.
Okay.
But no, I'll definitely be getting the tank top shirt as well because the tank top definitely looks really nice. But listen, looking at this team, Tyrone, it's definitely really excitement. And, it's a good thing that Jamison Crowder did take that pay cut because he's got a lot to prove this year. But we need to get a veteran quarterback for Zach Wilson because, listen, I don't trust it's not that I don't trust James Morgan and Mike White. It's just that the thing is we need a veteran quarterback so Zach Wilson can learn. Because the thing is this whole entire season this year is about unfortunately a start of a rebuild because, it's a new coach, it's a new team, it's a lot of excitement. I mean, I love what Robert Sala has done, but the thing is we need a veteran quarterback for Zach Wilson. We need a veteran.
No. But, Steve, I'm going to be honest with you, Steve, and I'm going to be really – and you said it right, man. I'm going to be really honest with you. But, you can be honest. Like, listen, we need a veteran quarterback because those guys are unproven and we don't want to go in the season with those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's the truth. That's what we need. That's how we're going to move forward. I don't want to go in the season with those two guys as our backup. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to happen to our starter either. But, you know, I mean, it's not even about his coach. You know, we actually have a QB coach with something that, you know, Sam didn't have, which I thought was asinine. But, you know what I'm saying? You know, we have a coach. We're going to have somebody that's giving him, that's seeing everything that he's not seeing. So I'm okay with that. But it's just the point, man. They're not going to be strong enough to get things done if they came down and we needed them. You know what I'm saying? Remember we watched was it last year? Whatever year Sam had the mono, and we just see, you know, it was last year. We just seen what happens, man, when you put backups in, man. That shit was horrible, bro. It was horrible. You know, it's hard to watch a Jet game like that.
Yeah, no, last year was hard to watch this team play. But the thing is, what you're also really excited about this year, Tyrone, is that, you know, when you look at this team and you know, the way how Robert Sala approaches the media, and it's just like he answers every question, like everything correctly about like this situation, what the offense has to do, what the defense got to do. It's just the thing is, like, compared to from Adam Gase to Robert Sala, it's a huge difference. And of course, the one thing we saw this morning is that thank God that Marcus May arrived to the training camp on time, and thank God that we've moved on from Jamal Adams, Tyrone. Thank God. You see all the stuff going on with Seattle?
Hey, Steve, you see that bullshit with him already?
Yeah.
You seen that already, right? Yeah, man. Kid's a fucking cancer, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? Everyone, hey, no, man, he's good. Nah, he's a fucking cancer, bro. And I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, he's nowhere near us, man. Absolutely. So I definitely feel you on that one, Steve. Like, I definitely feel that.
Tyrone, besides Robert Sala, which
am I not on the
coach,
show? Like, wait. Like, am I not fucking here or something? Like, did I vanish or some shit?
No,
like,
hey, listen,
what the fuck happened here? Is it Tyrone fucking
talk.
interview? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Man.
I'll just hang up and fucking listen. Shit, give me some popcorn.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Tyrone. Besides Robert Sala, what other coach have you been impressed with besides Robert Sala?
How the fuck does he know? He hasn't been there. We haven't seen anything.
That's kind of a hard question. I definitely like the outskirts of the outline of the offense. I definitely like that. So I can say our OC. I think that I think he's definitely doing his job, man, because just the reports that we're getting from what, you know what I'm saying, and the cuts that we're getting, you know what I'm saying, just the offense is really going to be really, really good. I heard yesterday that Moore's going to be coming up the backfield. He's not only going to be a slot, he's going to be on the outside. They're going to really use him in all avenues. So,
all right.
You know. What about you, Tyson?
I have no idea, dude. I haven't seen shit. We don't know what's going on over there other than what we see, like, the little 2 seconds. It's hard to say what we're impressed with when they're in shorts running around. Like, I mean, how can we be impressed by any coach at this point?
Hey, listen, you listen, Tyson. I mean,
I am listening.
I'll give
you an answer.
You've listened to all the coaches with the media. I mean, you've listened to all the coaches from the media press conference. I mean, besides Coach Sala, on the members of his coaching staff, which coach do you have a lot of confidence in this year?
I mean, obviously, I think. Well, I mean, the defense, Sala's going to have a good hand in. They seem like they're both on the same page there. And Michael LaFleur's got an excellent reputation for developing an offense. He seems comfortable with it. But, I mean, to say, like, they're all getting great press conferences. They all seem united. They all seem like they're well prepared. I mean, that's a great thing. And Brant Boyer is returning. We know he's a solid offensive, a special teams coach. So that's, I mean, but we really haven't seen any X's and O's legitimate, like, preseason games or training camp practices. We really haven't seen much other than what the glimpses on, on the videos.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, though, another thing you also want to look at this team is like the way of how, they all talk about like how they're doing in practices and, the way of how they are. And Tyson, you made a good point about how everyone's all smiling and dancing and like everyone's all energetic to be at the practices. I mean, the whole entire team is at the practice. It's a great sign because, it's for a coach that everyone wants to play for.
It seems like they have a lot of energy. They have a lot of enthusiasm. They're all buying in. I think they're buying into what this coaching staff is selling, which is good. And it's positive momentum. You want to get out of mandatory minicamp tomorrow with no injuries, and then once this all season kicks in, nobody get in trouble. and just get to training camp, man.
Yes,
just
sir.
get to the end of July, healthy, out of
Yes,
trouble, and then let it fly.
In fact, I'll say one more
definitely.
thing, too, though. I want to say one more thing, too, though. It's also good that, man, that, like when you say guys are buying in, like you can really see it, but the good thing about having young players is they don't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so listen. So going to listen. So I'm looking at these tank tops. Going back to Let's Talk Jets Radio, and Tyrone made a good point. Tyson, which one would you recommend?
I like the basketball jersey. I think that basketball jersey's badass.
The one with the green with the purple stripe?
No, the basketball jersey. It's like it has a little. I'll send you a message. The one it's all green, and there's a little logo on the bottom left. I think that's badass.
Yeah, it's dope.
Pretty cool looking.
Shit. It's dope. Yeah. I like
is that the one where that's 25?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I got to look at it. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one that's
good,
25. Though. Okay. Well, actually, there's two of them that's 25.
Yes, sir.
And and Steve, like I said, man, I want everybody to wear their jerseys, man. Carolina, we're in Carolina. Let's talk Jets out there, baby. Let's do it, baby. Let's do this.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's absolutely do it this year.
Steve, have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Good night, bro.
Oops, I hit Tyrone 2 by accident. Prime Time, what's up, man?
You. What on?
So what are your thoughts on the tank tops and T-shirts, man? Are you getting ready to put your flex on for the summer?
Oh, definitely, man. I probably got to get to the gym, do a few curls before I throw that on down the shore, but I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. So Tyrone offered a lot of hot takes. Any thoughts on our conversation over the last half hour? Anything that inspired you or response to our nonsense?
Well, I'll say this. 3 things that I took away from today. First day MiniCamp, every player in the building, which is a positive. If you listen to Coach Sala's press conference, everyone's expected to be healthy by the start of OTAs, which is obviously a major positive. And you guys just touched on it. No Jamal Adams contract bullshit to deal with. So life is good right now.
Yeah, Marcus May showing up was good, man. Like, I didn't want that to start to become an issue. I think hopefully they get a deal done with him. But, I think they're all buying in, man. So I think it's just exciting, man. Like I said, you just want to see them all, just get away from these injury concerns, get everybody healthy, get everybody on the field for training camp. That's just kind of where I'm at right now.
I got one question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, did you guys see how bad Cam and your man were today? Man, they were horrible, bro.
Yeah, I mean
they were horrible. I mean, I know.
I don't put a lot of stock. Tyrone, it's so June, dude. They're. I mean, Wilson's gonna have days like that too. I don't give a shit about Mac Jones. I don't care about Cam. I don't even I was joking around with the whole Tua thing, but dude, it is so early, and we don't see. Zach Wilson could be having one of those days too. It's just the day the media wasn't there. So I don't put too much stock into that shit right now. It's fun to laugh about though.
Bro. Yeah, it is, bro. Definitely is.
So other than that, prime time. So nothing Tyrone said kind of triggered you. He's on point right now.
No, he was good tonight. He was spitting the fire. He was on a roll, for a minute there. So I like it. I like the optimism. What you guys were talking about before, just with the coaching staff, and listening to the players talk. You can sense that there's just a different belief heading into camp this year. Whereas last year, the players kind of knew that the expectations weren't really all that high. They knew that they weren't really expected to compete. They weren't really expected to win. And I just think now, listening to Sala today when he's talking about how the coaches are working together to, get on the same page, making sure that the players are, getting the kind of looks that they want to see. In years past, it always felt like it was Adam Gase's offense versus, Greg Williams' defense or Todd Bowles' defense versus, whoever, the offensive coordinator was at the time. Now it seems like these guys are actually working together just to try to make sure that all their players are, getting the looks that they need to see to, get ready for the season. So I like that.
Now, is there any moves that you would still make? We talked about Morgan Moses a little bit, the backup quarterback. I mean, are there any moves that you expect them to make? Because I understand what Sala was saying today. He bought himself some time. He's once mandatory minicamp is over, I sit down with Joe Douglas and we evaluate all the position groups, and then we make our decisions. I think then they can very easily say, you know what, we looked at these quarterbacks, they're not what we want, we need a backup. Then they go out and get one, which I give him credit for giving the young guys a chance. I guess if you preach competition, you got to at least let them compete. So they're all getting their chance, all the OTAs, all mandatory minicamp. But once Thursday's over, what moves do you see them making?
Well, just touching real quick on the backup quarterback, like that's why right now I'm not panicking about it, just because the same thing that we talked about with the cornerbacks, just getting them, all the young players, all these reps early on, I think that's valuable. Do I see value in having somebody that, Zach Wilson can confide in, a veteran that, has seen everything? Absolutely. But can he also get that with the coaching staff to a certain degree? Yeah. So, would I like to see a backup in here? I would, but would I put it above, a backup left tackle right now as far as priority? I don't know. I'd still like to see a little bit more. I know we joke, but I'd like to see a little bit more out of James Morgan just to see what he could do. Maybe the first week or two of training camp, getting him a lot of reps with the second team. But like you said, Tyson, I mean, if he's like that bad where now you can't evaluate Denzel Mims, you can't evaluate your second string running backs and tight ends, that's going to be a problem. So, if, bringing in a guy like Foles or an experienced veteran can, not only be somebody that Zach Wilson can confide in, but can also keep those, the second string players ready to go, I think there's a lot of value in that. So, you have the money, you have, about $30 million in cap space. There's no reason you can't do that. You can't sign a left tackle and ultimately bring in a cornerback too. So I think those are probably the biggest three needs right now. You could probably throw a kicker in there as well, although that shouldn't be that expensive. So, they have all this money to work with. They have plenty of extra picks. If they decided to wait into the season, you got all the extra picks from, the Williamson trade and Steve McClendon, all those guys that they dealt. So, they're working with a lot of picks over the next couple of years. So even the extra ones, you could always use that to do something in the future. So you have a lot of different options for, improving the back end of this team right now.
No, I mean, I agree. What do you think, Tyrone?
No, I mean, prime time is a guru, so I'm definitely going to agree with prime time on that one. Prime time, you think Brian Poole will be brought in, or you think they're really going to run with the young guys?
I mean, I was hopeful that he was going to come back, but I forget who mentioned it about, the connection with him going back to Atlanta with the defensive coordinator. Maybe they just don't see a fit there. Maybe they just want to roll with, Gavel and Guidry and some of their draft picks in the slot and see what they could do there. I personally think that probably an outside cornerback right now is probably a bigger need. I think that a lot of people are assuming that, Bryce Hall is going to step up right off the bat and be a number one. And I think, those expectations are pretty high for him. I would love if he, ultimately lives up to, what was talked about when he was drafted as far as, being a fifth round steal, but, putting those expectations on him in year two, we might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves there. But, you got him and then a lot of question marks, a lot of young players, a lot of draft picks, some guys with good athleticism, but, not a lot of guys that have proven much yet.
Well, Proctor, let me ask you one question. If you were Joe Douglas, what three moves would you make going into training camp? What three moves would you definitely cross off the line right now that you think that would make this team a lot more stronger?
Morgan Moses at left tackle. Probably either, Nelson or Sherman, you bring in your cornerback. And then I guess Foles as your backup quarterback. I mean, I'd still like to bring in a kicker if I could add a fourth one. Like I said, that's not going to be expensive adding a veteran kicker, prior to the start of the season if you need to. If Ficken and, the other guy aren't, doing good in training camp. And, all reports right now doesn't seem like they're doing that great. So, at some point you're probably going to have to address that. But, I think, backup left tackle, corner, and backup quarterback right now.
Okay. Tyson, what about you?
I mean, I kind of agree with him, dude. I completely agree with him. I mean, I think the holes in the roster are pretty, not holes, but I mean, I think we all have the same concerns. We kind of look at all the same things. I think overall the team significantly improved, and I'm just fascinated by the competition. And we started talking about it last night, where it's like certain position groups, like and we can go into this more like in training camp, but like, do you keep 7 receivers or 6? 4 running backs or 3, but and then you have all these young corners that the guys we drafted, all these, they're like corners / safeties / like linebackers. Like, dude, there's going to be a legitimate amount of competition here where, there could be guys from last year's draft class getting cut. Anybody?
No, completely agree. I'll chime in. Yeah, completely agree. We've talked about P. Ryan. I think that Tevin Coleman's already ahead of him. You see the one-handed grab out of Michael Carter at camp today. I think he's going to get some reps early on with what he could do.
That was a dope-ass catch, Prime Time. That was a dope-ass catch.
That's what I'm saying. We've been missing that out of the backfield for a long time. A guy with speed who can catch the ball. Bilal Powell, he did that to a certain extent, although they never really used him, I felt like, to the extent that they should have. So, yeah.
So, let me ask you a question. Do you think P-Ron is the odd man out?
Right now, I think he might be.
Out?
Right now, I think he might be. I mean, you got Ty Johnson, you got Josh Adams. We haven't even touched on Pete Guerrero. He's got plenty of athleticism, plenty of speed, can catch the ball as well. So,
he's been cut like 30 times.
Hey, local crowd got to give you a chance,
Coleman only he only signed for $1 million. So you know what I'm saying. He's not guaranteed a roster spot, so I like that too. So,
yeah.
But
my biggest thing with Pirine, though, and we mentioned this last night, is that it seemed like he was drafted to fit the Adam Gase offense, and it seems like the running style kind of changed a little bit. Now you wonder, like, does he fit here with what we're doing now? I don't know.
Well, he's definitely right on that one.
But I mean, there's so many explosive athletes though. If they love Coleman, Ty Johnson's super explosive. I mean, they just drafted Carter. I mean, if you go for I think Josh Adams is going to be out, but maybe P-Ryan's got to show something, dude. He's got to stay healthy and show something. And I think it's going to be interesting because then it's like, all right, do they at some point consider bringing a fullback? Like, is that something that they would do once training camp starts and there's cuts? Like,
that's what I was wondering.
How he's checked 2.0.
Would they move him to a tight end?
Wesco to tight end?
No. I mean, not Wesco. Who would they use for a tight end besides Wesco? You think they give P-Ron a shot at that? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think he's. I don't think he's big enough to take on fullback.
I know one thing. We need to bring in a tight end too, bro. Like I definitely think we need to bring in a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, you got Cross. Griffin apparently looked all right so far.
Yeah, they had a rough day today, apparently.
Yeah, definitely. It is so crazy, man, because the tight end position is wide open. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to get on board with Herndon. I mean, I was a big fan of him last year, and some of the problems that we talked about with the Gase offense had nothing to do with what he was doing wrong. Just the drop passes, the fumbles, some of the bad routes. I'm like, is this guy really the answer? I mean, you're going to get the best Chris Herndon going into the final year of his contract, so you hope he gives you something. But yeah, I mean, you could probably throw tight end in there, right after all the other things that we just talked about as far as needs go.
I mean, do you think they're going to be waiting until? Do you think they're going to wait till the end of training camp and see who's on waivers, what guys get cut and stuff like that?
I do, for the most part. Yeah, I think for the most part right now, I think the roster's pretty much set. They want to evaluate who's here, see just, what a different, coaching staff could do for a lot of the guys that have been here, allow some of the undrafted kids and their new draft picks to get acclimated. And, usually, right around mid-August, end of August, once, preseason's rounding out, you get a lot of good vets that get cut. So you're probably going to have some contributors that way, too.
Prime time, who would be a surprise cut for you? Like somebody you don't see making the final roster?
I mean, Blake Cashman maybe. I mean, just because all the injuries and everything with him, you wonder with all the linebackers that they've added, transitioning to a 4-3, does he fit here? I think they're going to have an issue at, defensive line, with the Rankin signing, between Foley and Shepard. You also had the Marshall kid who was drafted in the 7th round. So who's going to get cut there? You wonder also about right guard, Van Roten, Alex Lewis, Feeney, Cameron Clark. Who's going to be the odd man out in that group, or are you keeping all 4 of those guys? Outside linebacker, guys like Kyle Phillips, I think, could be on the bubble. It'll be interesting, man. You got a lot of young guys that, like you keep talking about, you don't really know what the ceiling is for a lot of these players because they've never really had the right system to play in.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing that they all talked about, and that's if you listen to the press conferences, all the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and even Sala, it's like, listen, man, we're going to take their talent and adapt our system to their talent. Like, we're not going to start pushing them. Like, listen, man, I know you're a speed guy, but now you're going to be like a route runner. Like, no, they're going to we're going to take what you do and make you do it a lot better. And that's what's exciting, man. You know what I mean? It's just there's so many opportunities to make plays in both these systems. And they're going to put you in the best position to succeed. And if you don't, next man up. And that's something we haven't seen in the past. And that's the one thing I'm most curious about once we get into training camp. And we talked about this a little bit before prime time, whereas, listen, like, you're talking about a lot of guys here, a lot of competition. How do cuts work? Is it the best man at camp is the best man that stays? You know, or is it going to be, listen, well, you played really well, but this is a veteran guy, we got to keep him. Like, I'm curious to see how Douglas and Sala do that, because in the past, you know, Bowles and Gase did shit where you're like, come on, man. Like, in prime time, you were there. I was there. We watched practices. We saw this shit. And they made cuts. You're like, that's just fucking stupid. So I'm curious to see how this regime handles things.
Yeah, and you also have to kind of balance, like, you know, the need or the want to win now, you know, with certain veteran players that you might have versus, you know, here's a guy that we like, that we don't want to put on waivers, we don't want to cut, expose him to, you know, other teams claiming him, you know, who maybe isn't ready to go right now, but we want him on the 53 because we know in a year or two he's going to be a solid contributor for us. So there's a lot of things you got to weigh there.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. I mean, it's crazy. Let me ask you another question. What about some of these rookies? Like, you know what I'm saying, some of these rookies drafted last year. You think Joe Diaz cut his rookies? I mean, because listen, good teams cut rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was listening to something, right? You know, talking about
Patriots do it all the time,
right?
yeah.
Man, listen. That's why he spent $170 million because, you know, a bunch of bad drafts, but he was winning, so they can't say anything. But I listened to this. They were like out of, I think, the 4 years ago, that draft, like 15 players didn't get their fifth-year option picked up. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you, man, you know, how many teams hit and miss. And sometimes you got to move forward when you're building. I mean, some guys just don't fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anything wrong at all with, you know, putting even your own draft picks, your own guys on notice. You know, if you got to cut somebody, you got to cut somebody. If P. Ryan is not one of the, you know, top 3 running backs, you can cut him. If, you know, Cameron Clark gets outplayed by all the guards you have on your option, all right, you move on from him if he's not ready. Maybe he's a practice squad guy. You know, same thing for James Morgan. If you can get a better quality veteran backup and Morgan just doesn't look the part after, you know, a full year with a new offense, you know, maybe you get rid of him too. I mean, I don't know. Ideally, you'd like to give these guys at least, you know, 2 years to develop, but certain situations don't dictate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta cut your losses, dude. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, it's unfortunate, and you have the expanded practice squad too, so there are opportunities there.
Yeah, I know. And actually, you know, I didn't know this as well. You know, you can actually send a veteran to the practice squad. That's cool as shit. But I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that scares me, though, man. It was really, I'm not going to say it scares me, but it's really frustrating, man. Like, why, you know, I know we keep going back to this. I know, you know, we shouldn't, but, like, not playing them guys last year was probably the biggest mistake, bro. That was just such a classic destruction move, man. Like, not knowing what Clark is, not, you know what I'm saying, not seeing what Moses is, not, you know what I'm saying, you know, not seeing what, you know what I'm saying, any of these guys are. To be able to, you know what I'm saying?
You don't think there's a reason, though, they weren't out there?
Yeah, I know why the quarterback wasn't out there. You know what I'm saying? We know why he was there. But listen, I watched the highlight today where he threw a bomb, bro, like 40, 50 yards, dead money, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, now Clark, I'm not sure with Clark, though. I'm not sure why he wasn't out there. I'm not. I like Clark.
The thing I always go back to was that Week 17 game against, I think it was the Patriots, where I was screaming for the Jets just to give Hackenberg a chance. Let him go out there. Let's see what he could do. The season's over. As it turned out, there was a reason he didn't deserve to be on the football field and get an opportunity, you know, on Sunday. He didn't earn that opportunity.
We all remember that Death Valley day, bro. We remember that, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That shit was horrible.
So, again, like, I wonder, you know, what Cameron Clark, James Morgan, I wonder what all these guys were showing, you know, down the stretch in camp last year, during practice, during the week. Like, were they, did they warrant a spot, or, you know, was it just Adam Gase saying, hey, I'm going to play my veterans, I'm trying to win, I'm trying to protect myself?
Didn't he throw, like, I think he, like, completed, like, 5 passes, and, like, 4 of them were interceptions to the other team? Like 3 pick sixes that game? If I'm not mistaken, is that the game?
Who's that? You talking about Hackenberg?
Was that a preseason game? Yeah.
That was preseason.
Is that the game?
Yeah. I think it was like his first 2 drives, pick sixes.
Yeah.
That was his starting audition. Yep.
Yeah,
remember, I was at Iron Bar for that. I got tanked after that.
That was horrible.
I think that was actually the same night as the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay. Hey, Like, you know what I'm saying? When does training camp actually start?
End
You don't
of July,
know?
early August. It's like 38 days
No,
away,
I know.
something like that.
Yeah, I know July, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Is it like the 16th, 19th, something like that? I know the teams that do the early games, they go in a week before everybody else. So I'm just wondering when we go in. I didn't check the schedule, see exactly when it was.
Google that shit, man.
You Google it, man. I thought, listen, I got problems on.
You're the fucking you're asking for all these fucking pay raises and shit. You don't know the goddamn start of training camp? What the fuck?
I mean, do you know what it is?
Yeah, you mean July 27th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you Googled it. You Googled it.
I mean, we do a podcast. We're supposed to know this shit, aren't we?
Nah, man, listen, man, we just talk sports, bro. Your favorite sayings, bro. We don't do stats and shit, bro. We just talk.
I'm not even sure July 27th is the right date. I just guessed, so I could be wrong.
You see? You see what he does for our time, yo? Hey, listen, man. Yo, I appreciate your little shots last week, Prime Time. Oh, yeah, Tyrone. Don't be like Tyrone, man. You don't have a signal. Yeah, I heard that shit, Prime Time. I listen to the show every morning.
For
so
2 hours?
I heard that, bro.
Yeah.
2 hours, no signal?
Yo, listen, bro. I go to, well, actually, I might not be going back there, bro, because they ticked me off. So I told my agent they don't pay enough for that, bro. I don't deal with stupidity, bro. Their places are dysfunctional, so I might not be going back there. So
I'm just saying. I've taken a lot of road trips in my day. I've never had 2 hours straight where I didn't have like cell phone service. Hey, could have called back for 5 minutes. Yo, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Like, we thought you had some bars. Just quick phone call.
I was parked.
Second.
There's nowhere else to park there. You can't park. I got a signal at their premises, but I have to park down the street, and I'm sitting in between two mountains. There is no signal out there. You know what I'm saying? None. Like, bro, like I have like one bar, and it's that. So that's why I mean, when you're taking shots, that's all good though. When you were out there at the softball coach, you know what I'm saying? I always root for the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm baseball. You know what I mean, bro. But you know, it's just messed up how family do you, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy away is all problems. You know what I'm saying? Hurt my feelings, man. I cried and everything, bro.
You didn't do shit. You probably didn't listen.
Yo, hey, Prime Time.
No way he listened.
I called Tyson today. I'm in the office. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just called my big homie, man, just to talk, man. Yo,
you're so full of shit. You never call. The only time you call me is like, yo, bro, I don't got any more money, man. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm just saying, man, check a little short this month, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't look, check been on time the last few weeks. I ain't been complaining. I was like, you a little short. I didn't say nothing. I kept moving. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're only available every other week now. I mean, what do you want? You want to get paid for 4 weeks and only do 2? What is this shit?
Hey, Prime Time. Hey, look, Prime Time. look. Tyson hit me up the next day. Bro, you good? Like, yo. You good?
I'm wondering the same thing if you were good.
Nah, man. You know I love you guys, bro. Like, you guys been doing a good job.
Whatever.
Man. Like, you know, I mean, see, wow, bro. This is what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? This is rough, bro. It's rough.
So, Prime Time, do you have any further thoughts, or we'll all go back to watching the Nets and Islanders?
Yeah, I was going to get back to watching the Nets. Last I saw, they were still up 3-2.
Yo, they getting killed right now, bro. 59-43, bro.
They're done.
Yo, without Kyrie Irving, bro, they look bad, bro. They look really bad. Like, it's, bro, I don't know, bro.
Too much in the first, 5 minutes.
Nah, yeah, he's not really doing anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it looks bad. You know, but, no, man, I'm hoping they pull it out. I do not like Milwaukee, bro. I don't, man.
Wait, you're rooting for the Nets?
Bro, you know what? I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm not rooting for Milwaukee. I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm not rooting for Milwaukee. I don't like Milwaukee.
You're a Knicks fan rooting for the Nets right now?
No, I'm not rooting for anybody. I just don't like Milwaukee.
No.
I think
there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. So if you had a choice, who would that winner be?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Call it whatever you want to call it. I probably rather see Brooklyn win than Milwaukee win. I'll be honest.
That's some bullshit.
Hey, how is that bullshit, bro?
You cannot call yourself a Knicks fan and be rooting for the Nets. You can't do it.
That's just ridiculous.
I'm not rooting for the Nets. I'm not rooting
you just said you wanted them to
for
win.
the Nets.
You just said you wanted them to win.
I'm not rooting for the Nets.
You said you wanted them to win.
I'm sorry.
You're rooting for the Nets.
Do you honestly think Giannis is a good basketball player?
I do.
Honestly, I'm honest.
I do.
What does he do? He drives in the lane, bro. He can't shoot.
And he still puts up 30 points a game. So if that's all he could do, and it's so easy to stop it, then stop it.
Bro, I'm sorry, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not a great
Dude averages
player.
what, like 30 and 14 a game? You say he's not good? Top 5 MVP candidate every year.
Yo, listen. You know why? Because they play shitty defense, bro. Listen, I wouldn't even play up on him, bro. I let him shoot, bro. You can't shoot. You can't be MVP of the league. You can't shoot. Yeah, okay. Well, listen. How did West End beat him? They clawed the lane up, bro. That's what you got to do with him, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm not a big fan of his, bro, at all. I don't like Milwaukee at all, bro. Like right now, man, the Knicks. I'm rooting for Phoenix, bro. I'm a Phoenix fan.
Even if you don't like his game, though, like what has he ever done to like make you not like him and root against him?
I'm just saying he's not.
Good
bro,
dude,
like,
good story, gives back. I mean.
No, I mean I'm not saying as a person. I'm just saying in general, man. His game, bro, he can't shoot, bro. All he do is drive the lane, bro, and dunk, man. Like, yo, that's not an MVP caliber to me. I'm sorry. It's like I'm gonna be honest with you, KD right now, bro. All that talk, you the best player in the world. Prove it. Prove it. Like, I mean, if you that good, prove it, bro. Prove it. You know what I'm saying?
KD was on another level those first 2 games.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because he had Kyrie. Kyrie made things easy, bro. Listen, man, Kyrie is an absolute magician with that ball in his hand, bro. Kid is absolutely. Listen, they didn't need James Harden to win. All they needed was Kyrie. Bro, listen. Hey, Prime, let me ask you a question. Yo, in your life, do you know anybody, bro, that has better handles than this kid?
Ooh.
I can't say it, bro. Like, I can't. I don't know anybody, bro. Huh?
Derrick Rose in his prime, like those first couple years, was pretty fun to watch.
No,
but not even close to
explosive. Like Kyrie is just creative, bro. Yeah, man, he's just a straight monster with the ball in his hand, bro. So but I mean, at the end of the day, man, like it is what it is, man. My Knicks suck, so back to the drawing board.
Oh, Knicks are all right. Good first step this year. Same thing we're hoping.
Yeah, I know. But listen, this is the whole problem with that, man. They're gonna give my man Randall a max contract, bro. And I'm just not sure about that, bro. Like, I'm not sure giving a player that didn't, but see, he wasn't used to double team. He's not used to being a man. That was easy.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's say you added a Donovan Mitchell, and then you still paid Randall, and you gave him the max contract, and you still got Barrett.
Yeah, bro.
Is that three good enough for you? I'd roll with that.
Bro, listen, absolutely. You know what's so crazy about Donovan Mitchell, bro? I never thought this kid was gonna be that good, bro. I did as soon as the Knicks passed on him. Bro. Yo. That's what it is.
Nope.
That's what it is.
Donovan Mitchell. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, I'm being honest with you, bro. I did not see this kid when he played at Kentucky P and the kind of player he is, bro.
That was Phil Jackson's parting gift, right?
Oh, absolutely, bro. Like, what's my man? Worst GM in the world? Like, he's worse than Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So,
Terrible.
All right, Tyrone, your parting shots.
My parting shots for the day is, listen, everybody, please support the T-shirt movement. You know what I'm saying? We got them in all shapes and sizes. You know what I'm saying? Your girl's going to love it. You're going to be sexy for the summer. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely supporting a good cause. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoy the process. Let's get ready for training camp. Just up, baby. Love you guys.
Prime time?
I've seen all the comments attacking me, so I apologize for the lack of content. I promise. I made the promise last night. I'll make the promise again now. Over the next few days, get ready. All the betting content, the Sam rap that's going to happen, the Let's Talk Jets throwbacks are going to happen. Get ready for it. Plenty of content coming your way all day, every day. Get ready for it.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for joining us. Over the next month and a half, it becomes very, very boring because not a lot to talk about. So try to keep it interesting. We'll try to keep Tyrone interested, which will not be easy. At Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. Tank tops, T-shirts, we got them. $2 from every shirt goes to a foundation that helps mental health. And that is it. Have a good night, and hopefully the Yankees get their head out of their asses. Talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, bro.
Later.